came from up here, just swept all that down and into this basin here. Partner in adventure, John Novak, and I today are in Aspen, Colorado. This is the parking lot for Conundrum Hot Springs. There are about 35 cars here. We managed to get one of the last spots here this morning. Many disappointed people have turned around. A couple interesting things about this. There are permits for overnight camping. We do not have one. We're gonna go in and out. The Conundrum Creek Trail are no toilets. Why do I need a permit? This is our hike. It is super basic. It's straight up. Hot springs are in here, and there's a pass we can continue. And this free human waste disposal bags is a pretty neat rig. They've got wag bags so that nobody leaves poop behind, which are free. If you want to keep your trail poop free, that's a good way of doing it. All right, 8.5 miles up, 8.5 miles back. Don't forget to start the Strava. Off we go. John is going through this debris field, and it looks like a lot of cut logs, but this could also have been brought down by, it doesn't look like avalanche debris, but this middle part does actually. Yeah, I think we've had avalanche down here, which has taken out a good number of trees. You can see it goes all the way down to there. Huh. Makes the trail a little bit more challenging. Or fun, as I like to say. And of hikers and hunters here. We got a bow hunter, Kyle, here, who's got the Hoyt bow. My buddy Cam is going to be excited to see that, even though he didn't get his deer right now. But yeah, that's cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
At least you're going back light.
Yeah, that's true. Not too light, though. I got to find a way to shed some weight off this pack.
I don't know how you can carry a 100-pound deer with all that.
I'm thinking the ferry method is the way to do it.
Back and forth and back and forth?
Yeah.
Hope that no cougar or bear come and grab you.
Hang it high in the tree.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. Saying that this whole debris field, I'm kind of looking up here thinking that may be where it came from, but
No,
it came from up here, just swept all that down and into this basin here. So leaving all this, you can see some of the snow left over too. When was it, last year?
Not this past winter, the winter before.
Wow, 2 years ago, and they still got snow buried.
Yep.
That is a serious slide.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy, though. I hiked the bowl the day after it happened.
Really?
Yeah, the next morning we hiked the bowl and we got to the top and looked back and I was like, man, that's a slide. That's a huge slide. You could see all the timber, and then next morning in the paper was the picture of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a house washed away too? Or?
Well, you saw that house down there, right?
Yeah, it's being built.
You saw the addition?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the side that it hit.
Okay.
Yeah, it blew all the windows out of that side.
Jeez.
And I guess they're deciding to put an addition on it while they're doing construction.
So we were wondering why they built that fucking wall there and stuff.
Thank God they had it.
I'll say they had it then.
Yeah, they had that then.
Okay.
Yeah, and it still came up over the wall and hit the house and blew the windows out of the house. I don't think anybody was in there.
These trees are the survivors. They're laying over but not dead from the huge avalanche. Explore. That little dot there is the hole, the cave that the river flows into that's eaten through. Might be fun to actually explore, but there's a creek down there. It's nice going at a slower pace because I can stop and chat with people, including the bow hunters. John is just up here. Look at the colors. Spectacular. Yellow, greens, oranges, reds. This is beautiful. Good work, John. Nice job. So, John's huffing and puffing, but soldiering forward. We're just trying to figure out the turnaround time for him. Figure from now, which is about 10:30, we've got 8 hours with a 45-minute buffer. So I told him by 2:30 he should probably turn around. And I'm kind of judging his pace by measuring a mile and seeing what it takes on Strava, so I can do some extrapolation. The top part is steeper and harder, and we are at 8,000 feet right now, and we go up to 11. I've been running in the mountains the last week or 10 days, so I'm partially acclimated, even though I'm still huffing and puffing, but John less so. So we'll see how he does. He's already telling me to go forward, but I'm gonna hang out with him for a bit so I can enjoy his company and give him some encouragement. Good job, buddy. It's working it, breathing hard.
Definitely breathing hard.
We are coming out of the aspen grove and to a place where you can see mountains on both sides covered with snow. So they're hunting elk and deer up here, my bow hunter guys. No luck for either of them yet. So score 1 point for the elk and deer and -1 for the freezers of the hunters. Although I have to admit that would be very rewarding, eating meat that came from out here.
Harvested yourself.
Yeah, it would be about as pure as you can get. So this is our valley we're going into, and I've been taking a look at the pace on the second mile here. We're at 0.8 miles into the second mile at 27 minutes. So I'm going to assume you are going to do half-hour miles, which, given a 4-hour turnaround, puts you now at 8 miles. So, and then you'd have to keep going back down, but I think that might be a little tough, and the last one will definitely be slower as it's higher and steeper. So it may be I'll rejoin you on the way down. Go over nice and easy. I love bridges like this.
Well, you like bridges that are just single logs, you know?
That's true too. Good work. Look at him go. Cursing back there because there's another debris field from an avalanche. All this loose stuff going up, which is a bit more challenging and definitely steeper, although you get your elevation done. Closing in on 3 miles, or a third of the way, and still moving nicely. John is sliding down the slide right now.
What slide?
They've built all these to kind of shore it up a little, which is pretty good trail craft, but John does not love loose downhill like this. So hopefully there's not too much more, but you get what you get when you're out here.
Not love it. It's an understatement.
And I are just stopped for a quick snack. I think from this point forward, John's gonna maybe soldier forward a little bit more. I'm gonna run up to the top, but it's good to stop and have a good log bench refueling. How you feeling?
Feeling okay.
You like the trail?
Peak it and stuff. Well, I like most of the trail, but there are parts that I hated.
I know which parts those were.
You know exactly which parts those were, yeah.
Snack is over. John and I are going to part ways. Most likely he's going to carry on another mile and then head back down. Maybe have a nap next to the car, and I will just go on at a higher pace and then run down at the end. Dude,
Okay.
good stuff. We'll see you.
All right, see ya. Have fun.
Yeah, you too.
They had a pretty girl for me.
Water course here. This thing just comes straight down the mountain, aerating all the way down to the stream. It really is picturesque back here. Moving pretty well. I don't think John's gonna like the terrain that I just came through, a lot of loose rocks and stuff, so he'll probably head back and have a nap. I'm getting a bit of cloud in this direction, so might cool it off a little, make the hot springs feel even better. The trees are getting a little smaller. This is definitely a place where it's tough to be a tree. Everything is leaning hard away from the hill because of snow. Everything. Trees are sort of half broken and pointing down. Running sections, but the technical uphill I'm not worrying about too much. I know I'll get back in plenty of time today, and I'll have a good time on the hot springs. So a couple backpackers up there. Check out this magical trail. Some trails you look at and you think, that is a little bit too perfect. True, there's some gopher holes here and there, but this is spectacular. My buddy Sam suggested this as a destination, so as soon as it gets on my list, I try and knock it off. So thanks, Sam. This is gorgeous out here. Just amazing bridge over the creek. I love it. Awesome alpine lake or tarn. That is very inviting. We'll see what I feel like on the way down, whether I want to cool off after the hot springs. Nice little bridge, beautiful stream. Oh, look at this. That is perfect. Idyllic camping. So up this far and higher, the camping is permit only. So no dogs, no fires, but well worth it. Wow. This is just such a beautiful cascading series of lakes and ponds and tarns like this. Every way in this valley is a beautiful view. What a special trail. And I love that you can just come here, park for free at the end, grab your free wag bag. I don't know if that'll go on forever, but this is date-wise. We are mid-September 2020, so the COVID thing has been going on. A lot of social distancing, people keeping away from each other a little bit, less crowds. And you see a few masks here and there on the trail, and people sort of step aside sometimes. John would hate all these big loose boulders and rocks, but the trail is pretty well defined. Wind is picking up, so who knows if we'll have weather changing. Right this week, I'm pacing Mike McKnight. I've done 3 20-mile stints with him in the mountains, and each one just a part of his fastest known time attempt in the Colorado Trail. Right now, he's about 350 miles into the 485 miles. Should be finishing on Monday. Hope to rejoin, pace another section before then. So quite a few high altitude mountain miles in my feet, and where you get the occasional snow coming down. So all of the greens, which are delicate, have been crushed down by a snowstorm we had a little bit back. It's all melted except for a few patches. This last part is supposed to be quite a bit more uphill, although after the last week it doesn't seem so bad. In terms of this being off the beaten path, it is just the right level, meaning 99% of people are not going to do this. And the 1% that do are all pretty cool. So it's kind of nice being up here in these environments. Getting close to the hot springs, which means this might be kind of warm. Nope, not warm at all. In between two creeks, and this one, there is a sizable drop down to a couple of beautiful waterfalls cascading in. We're up to campsite 15, so I assume when we get to campsite 1 and 2, the springs are there, or just above. There's the mule deer that our hunter friend was looking for, right next to the log cabin. Looks like it's pretty acclimated to people. We're gonna get a bit of rain. I'm feeling some drops. Clouds have definitely moved in, although still blue sky down there. I know we're about there. We're almost at 9 miles. Make it just under 20 for a round trip. Type of weeping plain where you see all this water coming down is often indicative of hot springs because the geologic action. It's quite warm. I just put my hand in. So we are getting there. I see a sign. Hot springs and campsites. I think they are in sight, and I see some bathers right there. I don't know how many pools they've got, but I imagine there might be a couple. Oh yeah. Oh, 2 of them apparently. Oh, this is it, huh?
This is it.
I'm the hot tub inspector here. I just need to make sure that this meets specifications here. Just dip my finger in.
I think we're.
I think you might be
too
for a hot spring.
for a hot spring inspector.
You might be. You might be. You can rectify that because I gotta go inspect the other little one first. So
There's another one up there, huh?
there's a little one apparently, yeah. You can see the bubbles coming up. Ooh, and it is actually perfect. This is gonna be my personal hot springs now. Here we go. Happy camper. Ooh. Your own personal hot spring. This is freaking gorgeous. Look at this. I'm guessing this is very unusual to have this to myself. We've got temperatures probably right down near the bottom. It's probably about 98 degrees, 99 degrees. All this moss around the outside. This is cool. And the view that you've got from here in this hot springs is amazing. It's one of the highest hot springs in the world, maybe, at 11,000 some odd feet. So this is pretty cool. Very happy. So this pool is definitely a little bit hotter. We got a few folks in here, some friends, and it's got that beautiful edge that goes out into infinity. This temperature is probably like 102, something like that.
The flyer goes quick.
So,
The thing is,
well worth checking this place out. That was super fun. This is a great day run objective. It took me about 3 hours and a couple minutes getting up, but that included going a little slower for John the first almost half of it. So I'm anticipating down. 3 o'clock we started. Should be well under 2 hours. Maybe close to 1:45 or so. It's a great day trail if you're visiting and you want to jump in hot spring. I brought probably a few too many calories, not knowing what to expect, and thinking John might be with me the whole time. And it might be possible they were coming out in the dark, but that's not happening today. These are my buds I made in the hot tub, friends from San Francisco, who just rode from Moab to Durango or Durango to Moab.
Durango to Moab.
That's a pretty good ride, man.
Yeah, this is 200 miles. It's like mainly on fire roads and double track. The last day it was the whole enchilada, which is a downhill mountain bike thing. It's 32 miles long.
That's great. And he's got this map case in his pack here. I'm like, that looks like a fishing pole. So I saw you leaving the parking lot. I'm like, I think he's trying to do fishing down there, but it's probably down near the bottom.
We're beginners.
Definitely beginners.
When it comes to fishing, everyone's a beginner. Have a good one, you guys. Funny reading the hiking website trip reports about this. Everybody's saying, oh my God, the last 2 miles are so tough. They're so, it just didn't even seem like it to me. I was expecting more of a incline. So out, I think, is about 3,000 foot up. Back is about 3,000 foot down. So the elevation at no point is particularly steep. There's some upping and downing through the various different types of terrain. They were also saying 5 to 8 hours up, which does not make sense if you just keep moving. So I would suggest, if you're a runner or very fit, you can get up down easy pretty much. If you wanted to do it in 6 hours with a soak, totally possible, as long as you're prepared to run the down. Some deep thoughts after I went through a little section, just flowed down it. Kind of rocky, a little bit technical, but my feet just hit all the right spots and I'm in a state of flow. And I started to think about it like it's poetry almost. And I know the word poetry in motion or poetry in action. There's physical poetry, being able to trail run. And it has all the accompanying emotions and feelings. Sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's plodding, sometimes it's light and fast, sometimes it's super hot, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's drudgery. But I say if it's drudgery, you gotta be doing it a little differently. But this whole notion of trail running as physical manifestation of poetry, I love it. Just on your back. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. How's it going?
How are you?
Very well, very well. I did not notice the vibrant red color on the way up. These trees looked like they were wind fallen since they got all their tree root balls there. But there are definitely slide and avalanche hazards here. This would be an amazing destination in winter, making sure, of course, that you're avalanche clear. More fun baby head sized rocks to get over. Sorry about that. Appreciate it. Back into the debris from the mega avalanche. So interesting getting the story of that from Kyle earlier. Gives us a real idea of the power of these things. This is technical city right here. Everything's loose too, which makes it tough. Back in. That was an hour 40 back down. And here we are. Gotta find John. John is in the car. Perfect. And there's a couple empty spots now. Whoa!
Trying to remember to not let it open like that.
Yeah, well. How'd you do?
I went up just a little bit farther than you. There was an uphill stretch, and I said, "Nah, I think I'll go back." You know.
Yeah, it got pretty rocky actually, pretty quick.
It was a good turn, because my legs were hurting and stuff.
Well, you did it, dude.
And then come down here, and there are 3 lovely young ladies getting ready for their backpacking trip.
Perfect. I think I saw them actually.
Yeah, I told them to say hi to Jerry.
I ran past them too fast. So that huge avalanche, we're well past the parking lot, and this green wall, go ahead, John. This green wall is avalanche protection for the house. But you can see up here all the trees that got flattened. That's like 100 feet up on the opposite side of the valley. And this, they're still constructing this and doing repair on this property. Yeah, these Aspen properties are millions and millions of dollars. And this had 8 feet of snow in it.